Hey Joe. Can you tell me what reflection is? A couple of students were talking about it.
Yeah, surely, you should do it every day when you teach.
Well, I want to be a wonderful teacher. Can you explain it to me?
Well, all you have to do is think about what you are teaching. And afterwards, think about how the lesson went. It's called reflection in action and reflection on action. It helps you learn what works and what doesn't, and how to change it.
I think reflection prior to instruction would be most useful, because it would increase the subject matter knowledge prior to the lesson.
I agree. For example, understanding about content in a specific academic area, such as history.
I think it would help most by focusing on curricular subject matter and reflecting on misunderstandings.
Touché. I've also found that it helps transform subject matter into pedagogy, which is the knowledge of how to teach certain subject matter. I have to figure out what went wrong with one of my lessons today.
Why would you want to do that? When I'm done with a lesson, I'm done. I rarely change anything with my lesson plans, unless something major goes wrong.
Really, I always am reflecting on ways I can change my lessons. I may think it is going to work out on paper, but man, sometimes the perfect lesson plan on paper can blow up in your face.
As long as I tell them what is needed to be known, I just leave it at that. You must spend a lot of time redoing your lesson plans, if your kids are anything like mine.
It might take a little longer than normal, but I want my students to understand the material to the fullest. So what if it takes a little more effort on my part? We are teaching our future.
So, if one of your students doesn't understand, you spend more time with them, even if the rest of the class understands.
Oh yes, I want all of my students to understand, not just some of them. The more questions they ask, the more knowledge they gain. If I don't particularly know the answer right off the bat, we investigate until we find the answer. It might not be today, but we will answer all questions. Speaking of knowing the answers to all questions, being a teacher demands knowledge in many subjects, including professional knowledge of the students in their classroom and their community needs, reflecting on the curriculum, and knowledge of the broad purposes of education. These areas provide the opportunity for reflection directed at growth and teacher knowledge.
Wow, I'm learning a lot through this conversation. I guess I should talk to you more often. What is teacher knowledge?
Heather, I must say, I do know a lot. Teacher knowledge is a formal body of information that comprises our understanding of how to teach.
Okay, I see. So you're saying that by reflecting on these ideas and growth in teacher knowledge, a teacher is able to better serve her school and classroom by being tuned into what is going on around her, both in the classroom and out in the community of her students.
That's very true.
It seems like social studies content is constantly changing and evolving. How do I make sure that what I'm teaching is correct?
You have to make sure that you are using reflective inquiry.
What's that?
It is when you develop new knowledge that depends on a procedure that assumes knowledge is ever changing or growing.
Cool. I have another question. How can I improve my social studies lessons to get across to the children more? I feel like they are not involved in the lesson.
I found this great case study that had a lot of information about encouraging students to be active in their learning. Follow me to my class and I will let you borrow it.
Okay. Thanks.